Have you ever wondered, what happens if I do every Yoga with Adriene video? I did, and between episodes 52 and 641 of my daily yoga livestream, I did just that. All 632 classes uploaded at the time. I'll link some of my favorites in the video description. And yes, that includes these ones, because yoga's yoga, and even if the title doesn't connect with me, it's always worth doing. Sometimes I did several short videos. Some days I'd follow no video at all and just freestyle it. Most days I couldn't wait to get on the mat, but there were many when it was a challenge to get there. Even when I was battling illness, injury, had limited time available while I was traveling, or I was just straight up tired, I always showed up for at least a few stretches and a little meditation. That's how I've been able to do yoga every day for over 2 years and counting. Through this experiment, I've made big improvements in flexibility, strength, and balance, but there have been many other benefits which aren't visually obvious. Firstly, how it feels to be more flexible. Early in the journey, many poses are quite difficult to enter and hold. But the more yoga I did, and the more open and less restricted my body became, the same poses which were once challenging became not just comfortable, but felt satisfying and good to be in. The joy of doing yoga has a snowball effect. The more you do it, the more flexible you become, and you learn to move more efficiently and use less energy. This makes it easier to do, and it feels better and better to do yoga. It's one of the rare things in life, which give me joy in the moment, and it's good for me. This is in contrast to many other things like junk food and smoking, which may feel good in the moment, but added up over time are not so good. I've heard it countless times, but I'm not flexible enough to do yoga. I thought so too, but it's not true. My first yoga class was filled with curly, white-haired old ladies, easily nailing simple-looking postures that I, a young fit man, or so I thought, could barely manage to pull off. My poor ego couldn't handle it, and I figured yoga just wasn't for me. Luckily, I would later discover Yoga with Adriene, which would allow me to learn to love yoga in the pressure-free environment of my own home. It would be ridiculous for someone to play basketball for the very first time and immediately quit because they look nothing like Michael Jordan, or to not even try it because they can't jump high enough to do a slam dunk. But so many people, including myself, do this with yoga, setting their expectations way too high. Unless you are already a gymnast, a circus acrobat, or something like that, your first time doing yoga should look nothing like what the teacher's doing. But it doesn't mean you didn't do it right, or you can't do it, or you have nothing to gain from it. How it looks is actually completely irrelevant. The only important thing is how it feels. Hear your instructor, but listen to your intuition. If it feels good to go deeper, do so. If it hurts, pull back or switch to something else. Look for places to engage and spread the support, and look for places where you are unnecessarily clenching to relax. And breathe. And whatever shapes you end up in will benefit you. The second benefit I've experienced is much less body aches and pains. Increased awareness of my posture during work and slipping in stretches throughout the day has lightened the load on my sore neck and shoulder muscles, and I feel so much better. We are anatomically the same as our hunter-gatherer ancestors, who had very dynamic lifestyles of moving around, doing many different things necessary to survive. However, in our modern advanced societies, our roles have become much more specific. For many of us, day in, day out, we do a lot of the same thing, stuck in the same positions, using certain muscles too much, and others not enough, causing us pain. Yoga helps balance this out. It teaches you the awareness of your body and shows you how to perform your repetitive tasks sustainably by recruiting more muscles rather than over-relying on a small few to do all the work, preventing them from being overloaded and injured. Yoga also encourages you to stretch out and stimulate the recovery of muscles, which can't help but be heavily worked. And it gives you a reason to activate muscles which would otherwise be neglected. Third is the mental benefits. When our ancestors faced a predator they had to evade or kill, the fight or flight instincts kick in. Adrenaline pumps throughout the body, heart rate goes up, pupils dilate, and the brain goes into an automatic mode which has to make fast, split-second decisions which need to be correct to avoid death. In today's society, how we respond to stressful situations such as verbal conflict rarely have life or death implications. Yet our bodies can still kick into this fight or flight mode in these moments and may cause us to lash out verbally or physically towards other people. This primal survival instinct, which once kept us alive, now sabotages our personal relationships. Luckily, there is a well-known hack to switch it off, which is slow, deep, conscious breath. The problem is, in the heat of the moment, how do you refrain from instantly reacting in a defensive or vengeful manner, and instead remember to pause, breathe, and choose a calm, calculated response which benefits everyone? The answer is to have a regular meditation practice, whether it be in the classic sense, seated and stationary, or whilst moving, like during yoga. Regularly engaging in slow, conscious deep breath makes it easier to deploy it when you need it most, enabling you to suppress toxic reactions before they come out and return you to a calm and open mind. My regular yoga practice has given me the ability during distressing times of conflict to be stoic and composed and better navigate these situations. And generally, I'm just a more relaxed person. I'm not as easily triggered by silly things such as terrible drivers and long queues, which would have irritated me in the past. A big thank you to Adriene for doing what you do in the way you do it. And thank you to the Yoga with Adriene community, whose comments on her videos saying you've done yoga for hundreds or thousands of days in a row made me believe it was possible for me to do it too. You've inspired me to share my journey with others and show that not only is it possible, it can even be done with your eyes closed. Mostly. To find out more about me and for tips I have for yoga beginners, check out my last video I did at 200 days. Through this experiment, I found myself really enjoying Adriene's 30 days of yoga challenges, so I'm doing them all again. Stay tuned for a future video where I'll compare them. To follow my journey and support the channel, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.